All right, we are powering through our videos. It's already 6, 7 p.m. Some people, they might find it weird to drink coffee that late because they can't get to sleep or they're just super hyped up and energetic in the evening. For me, cafe doesn't work regardless if it's in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. So yeah, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not a bad thing. I don't know. Heading over to Philippines for a couple of months, and that's part of my wider Keeping Awesome 3.0 tour. So if you do want to follow my adventures and stories, then make sure you subscribe, hit the button down below. You can see the package just next to me here. It's literally just arrived, and this is going to be my personal item to take with me on my travels. So once everything's kind of in place, then I'll do an updated video of what I'm actually going to be traveling with. And you can see this logo, if you're familiar, it's from Peak Design. Of course, it's been out for a while, but I've done a lot of research, and even despite all the different options that you can find out today, many different travel, camera, backpack options, I still opted for this. So I do want to share my reasons and approaches why, and then see how that kind of holds up over the actual travel. All of the stuff that I'm going to be packing inside the Everyday Backpack 20-liter zip, and of course the bag itself. I will put in the links down below. If you do also want to read about it, then you'll find my thoughts in an article on my website at untightledtraveler.com. Let's get down to it. Here we are, the zip version. If you had a Peak Design backpack before, like I did, it came in a black sort of like paper, and you had a tab where the stitching unravels. I also did a video on the lifetime warranty experience because my version 1 sling, the zipper came off. That was smooth. Check out the video, and the replacement version also came in that, so they still had some version 1 options left. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. We've got it here. This is 20-liter zip in that midnight, and it is looking slick. Cool. Whew. Wow. Seeing it in person after I retired the version 1 when I was in Seoul, South Korea. It feels so good to be back. Very clean front design. We have the side pockets with a faint magnet that keeps that close profile. Grab handle here, another grab handle here. The same, very symmetrical on the exterior, so what you get on one side is the same. I do like that consistency. Some people kind of find the different pockets can be useful to distinguish one side from the other, but a lot of people kind of like that same familiarity. So depends what kind of person you are, and personally I'm happy to see that. There are a few things I'll dive into from version 1 to version 2. And of course the difference between the zip and the backpack is we've got a 270-degree zipper. One thing that I've kind of missed is that side access, so I'm happy have that kind of camera setup system. The other side, 15-liter just felt a little bit too small, and I had the 30-liter last time, which was very big, but that was my carry-on item. Considering I want this to be a personal item which can just sit underneath the seat, 20-liter just about hits that sweet spot. And this comes with 2 flex fold dividers versus the 3 on the Everyday Backpack. I can always add in extra flex fold dividers if I need the 3. This size is definitely more appealing than the 15-liter. And they've also redesigned the side pocket. I really like the version 1. I'm just going to see once I fit all my other stuff how this kind of holds, whether I miss it, but at the same time it still makes this side more functional. Just coming from a V1, yeah, I'm interested to see how that is. We have the laptop compartment. Now, I do remember quite vividly that it was always quite tight on the version 1, and I know it's still going to be fairly tight here, but I do have a slimmer 14-inch laptop, and I like how we have that adjustable sort of tab, so if you're rocking a 13 or 15-inch, you can adjust how deep the laptop compartment goes to make it a little bit easier to reach into, so I do like that. Quick catch-all, which I did find useful. So let me see here. We have the laptop section, we have a small divider for the tablet, and then we have the quick catch-all, and within that there's 2 extra pockets. So yeah, I'm really liking that addition. Now I'll do a proper deep dive into all the sections later on. It's not really what this video is meant to be, just because I'm kind of pressed for time, so I'll actually give a bigger tour going forward. But I did want to share my thoughts why I went for the everyday backpack zip instead of the backpack. Many people tend to sing higher praise of the everyday backpack V2, and I definitely love the bag. Having used the V1 and the V2, I'm sure it's made a lot of great upgrades since, and it's still an excellent backpack. But there were a few points why I decided on the zip, even though, you know, it's maybe a little bit more split, or that people have different opinions on it. One found most people overlooked was, even though the everyday backpack tended to fit in more things, it did have a wider profile on the measurements, a couple centimeters wider on the front. It's a little bit bigger footprint than the zip. Two, on the original everyday backpack, or the V2, there was always a sense that it wasn't fully secure because the top mag latch opening is not zipped. If you do stretch it, or people are familiar with the bags, then you can actually just dive into the top section and grab in. And while it makes your own personal use a lot more fluid, a lot more convenient to just grab in and, you know, open the lid versus the extra seconds to unzip this, just a little bit more wary that people could dive into my stuff, whereas this being completely zipped and being one full zip track just gives me a lot more confidence on the travel side that people cannot easily get into my stuff, especially if you're rocking a lot of expensive equipment. So the fact that this was a full zip actually just, for me, felt a lot better. But if it was any other sort of situation where I can use this for my own shoot, so I'm just on my own, like, the everyday backpack would still be great. So the 20 liter looks really svelte in this, super compact. I like the full zipper option. And then also, just to mention, we have the shoulder strap in that matching midnight. So the leather accents, a nice trim to the midnight. This also matches my luggage, which is in the navy, that I'll share in another video. And I just kind of like the cleaner, more simplistic design of this than the everyday backpack. It's like 500 grams heavier than the zip. So for me, weight is always quite important, not only just for using it, but it eats up into the weight allowance and just the extra heavy gear that I'm carrying. I just find I can kind of do without that. You know, some of the extra pockets with the magnets, even though they might be nicer, having magnets here to keep that in place, they all add up to weight that I don't necessarily need. So nice to have, but I don't need. External straps, so we do get a total of two. I've got one here and one on the other side. Being able to crisscross that for extra external carry is nice, but I think it's just got a cleaner aesthetic. For more how I like to travel and carry stuff, I think the zip is going to be nice, but it could be proven wrong. Let's just take out some of these stuff. The flex folder dividers, compared to when I first used this a couple of years, looks like it's a lot more durable, heavier padding. The expansion on the top of the everyday backpack was kind of nice to have, but it really like bloated as I packed. I think this also makes me more mindful of the stuff that I want to bring. While it's not necessarily intended, you've got really bright access when you want it to. Being able to swing this over and access my camera lenses in and out, that keeps me hands-free. That's always super important whenever I'm traveling. But also I do have the capture clip, so I'm looking forward to putting it back on this padding. This is going to play alongside some of my other carry stuff, my carry-on luggage, my check-in luggage, and then all of the equipment. So I'll be looking forward to share once I've finalized all of that. Here we go. Currently rocking the 20mm 1.8. This is my 35 1.4 G Master. Also made some sizable reductions on my lenses. Having that flexibility to really customize and just put them in easily accessible ways with the divider. So if I put it here, for example, I can have it connected or I can have it separately. I can put my second camera body in between. It's going to be quite exciting. But yeah, that was literally all I wanted to share. A quick look. This is going to be my travel backpack, and I think this is going to work well as a personal item. Until then, keep being awesome. Peace.